Hi students, Maliki here. So a little bit of a roundup here on the concrete project so far. So I've been doing a little bit of work on it and I want to show you what I've done, and some of this will be helpful to you too. So I've got my 3D here now. I've got the basic structure up. You notice now that I can see through the floors here, and I just put a little bit of a transparency in on the floor here. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. So the top one is my sand cement, and you can see up here I created a sand cement material, and I put a transparency on that as well. Now I really should have a thermal piece of thermal data associated with that as well. So we do CONC. So just concrete, aerated, lightweight. Okay, so I'll just do a lightweight is probably as close as I'm going to get there. Okay, and that's that one. Right. So I'll just apply that and go okay. And that's the build up of my my floor. Your floor might be different. I am going for a sand and cement screed, and I am going for insulation, and I am going for a slab here. Okay. That's the way I want to do it. You might do it differently, and that's fair enough. So there we go. Now, if I come over to my first floor plan, so what I've done here now is I've traced over the each apartment layout. All right, and the way I did that was I've got my underlay of my PDF here. So if I pick that and come over to the properties here, okay, I can move that from background to foreground, and that helps me to trace over. It's not perfect because I can't see what's underneath, although I did discover a little technique here as well. If I, yeah, it's actually, if I pick the PDF and put it to the background, okay, and escape, I come over and I just tab and select my floor. Right, by selecting the floor, you can see now that I can see the PDF underneath. Unfortunately, every time you click into it now, that goes. But so it's a combination of the bringing the PDF to the foreground and then using this little technique to check to make sure that you've got all the walls in the right place and the doors are facing the right way and things like that as well. Here is my interior wall spec, okay, and I'll show you this. So what I did was I created a steel stud zone. I just use a typical metal material here, okay, a steel material, and I copied it and I just created the stud zone. That's all we need for that at the moment. Don't necessarily need thermal properties with that one because it's it's interior. And so I created the zone, and then I put a plasterboard on either side as well. Okay, so that is that one. Now, so I traced over, all right, and it took a few minutes, an hour or so to do this. And then I was double checking and everything. Now, I did discover an anomaly here, and I want to show this to you. And when you do the audit of the building here, you will come across this as well. So if I pick on my PDF, and again, I bring it to the foreground like so. Right, so here is the typical layout of the apartment. This is replicated throughout the 4 apartments here. And you'll notice that we come in here and we go through into the kitchen, living, dining. And look what we've got here. We've got a bedroom off the kitchen, living, dining. All right. Now, to my understanding, that is not desirable and it's not correct. Okay. Now, unless one of the studio staff come up with another reason as to why this is acceptable, um, uh, for me, currently at this moment in time, it's not. All right. So you can see that we've got the bedroom off a corridor here, but this is, if you like, is your escape corridor. But if you're in bedroom one here and there's a fire up here in the kitchen, you could have problems in escaping that way. So, so to my logic, we need this door to access a corridor where the door to the living, kitchen, dining is kind of compartmentalized, if you know what I mean. So how did I go about that? Well, let's push this back to the background here, and this is what I've done. Okay, so I took this door. I took this door, which was down here, and I've moved it up here. I took this wall, which was just bracing the edge of the kitchen units there. I extended it down, came across here, and I put my door into my kitchen like so. And now my bedroom exits onto a corridor. So these could be all half-hour fire doors the whole way around here in order to get an escape. And I reproduce that um, the, the whole way around on each of the apartments here. Okay, so that's just something that I found, and you're going to find things like that, and it's up to you to come up with a technical design that solves that. All right. So now you can see where I'm heading here. Once I get everything in place and I'm happy with it, and that I've solved those little problems, and I've got my door swinging in the correct way, and I've got my, you can see that this is a little anomaly from what we have in the basement. Excuse me a second here. So there's the basement walls that come up here, and you'll notice that first floor plan deviates by coming in here. You'll also notice that I put in a cast wall here that separates the apartments as well. And we've got a column here and a column there as well in terms of support for that. So once you get this kind of situation, and that's the other deviation that happens here as well. So you can see the underneath, that's the basement wall that comes down here. And we know that this deviates across here. I am not sure what the hell this corridor is here. Okay. And you guys might come up with a use for this in terms of extending out the escape stairs or something like that. But it's a bit of a dead space there at the moment. So we'll in studio we'll discuss what's going on there. And again, the walls, they deviate here by coming in to create that entrance into that apartment and this apartment here as well. So once you get the whole of the first floor, right, you get all of that sorted. What you can do then, obviously, is copy and paste that up along the floors here. All right, and so then you get. I decided to put furniture into one of the apartments, and again, you can have a discussion with the studio staff as to whether they want that or not. Okay, but for me, it's quite useful because. I like to know where my waste and things like that are going to be. So I've got waste coming out here. And so all of that has to be collected and brought out somewhere. All right. And here's one of the service service ducts, vertical service risers that were in the plan. So I suspect we might need another one somewhere along the way, and again, that's yet to be discovered. You got another service riser here, so you can see that takes care of this one here pretty well. And if I go back to my 3D here, you'll see here are those kitchen bay service risers. So they go up between all the floors, but we've got to take them down into the basement as well. So these walls need to move down into the basement too. So it's a good idea to position those. And again, it kind of comes from your exploration of one of the floor plans. And I've taken my first floor plan as being my exploration here. And so I've got my service voids here, 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 and here. And there's another one there, there's another one there, and so on. But oh yeah, look, perfect. I think these can go into that one. Isn't that it? All right, there we go. That's that one solved. But again, those service voids need to go down into the basement as well. So how are we going to do that? Through the first floor and into the basement, unless there's another methodology to get those out to the side or something like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a selection of walls right around the service ducts, okay, and like so. I'll just take these ones there for the moment, all right. And I will put them on the copy clipboard. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my 3D here because we're going to paste these on the ground floor. All right, now there they are on the ground floor. let's go into our ground floor here and take a look at that. Okay, so what I can do here now is fillet these. Okay, now that's an overhead thing that's come along here. Now you can see both of those now. So you can see the position of these where they've come down, and that's pretty acceptable there because it's not taking up floor space in here. We're going to have our curtain walling going on the outside here as well, and that's one of the reasons why you would position these in the ground floor, because you're going to have to hide them maybe behind some curtain walling or some some type of opaque panel or something like that. All right, so I'm going to just right click and going to create similar. Okay, so there's my duct, and let's take a look at that on the 3D. So here it is here now. So you're getting the idea. What will happen here is, and again, if I go into my basement, I'll go into the first floor, into the ground floor, sorry. So let's just move this up here. Okay, and let's take a look at that section 2, which is there. Now, there's so what we will be doing is creating a service void through here. All right. And so that'll be cast when the slab is cast. You'll be creating that void. So the services will gather and come down here, okay, and then they'll go on the underside of the concrete slab and then out and make their way out of the building to be collected or delivered into the main sewer. All right. So that's an exercise that needs to be done as well, where each of these is brought down onto the ground floor and the connection to the basement is made. But also, what we would need to do then is, and again, we want to be sure on the sizes of these. We want room because we need to get access to them and all sorts of things as well. But you're going to pick your floor like so. You're going to edit the boundary, and then you're going to go in here and you're going to create a void space in there. And you'll need to do that for each of the floors as you go up. Okay, now finally on this particular video here, we're coming up to the roof level here. So from the escape stairs, we get access to the roof as well. And then over the lift, there is a service area on the roof for the lift as well. Now, the way we're going to do that is select, and select. Okay, so we're going to put those on the copy clipboard, and then we're going to paste those onto the roof. Okay, and then I'll go into my roof level here, and we'll use our, probably keep this one here. Okay, so do something like that. All right, and that one there. Now, so our stairs will come up. We'll have an extra set of stairs which will take us out through a door onto the roof here. And then I'm going to create similar and go from there to there. Okay, so that's the lift void there, and possibly the access door will be from this point here. And then depending on what type of surface we put on the roof will dictate whether we step up and step out onto it and whatever else like that. And we'll deal with all that when we come to designing what the roof is. Okay, so that's a roundup of where I am so far, and a few things that I think were worth pointing out to you. There's nothing here in terms of techniques that you don't know already. All right, so I think you'll be able to cope with all of that pretty well. What I might take a look at in the next video, I'm going to copy and paste all of my apartments up here, get all of those kind of situated, get all of my ducts situated, get all of that done. And then we might start to take a look at this slab edge here, because this is going to carry our parapet precast unit. Okay, so I want a deeper, more of an upstand on that in order to carry that, and we'll discuss a technique and how we go about doing that as well. Okay.